Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We're watching Dark. I'm Tia, the chill Finn. I'm not very chill though, especially when I watched in these episodes of Dark and other things that I react to. But that's the name of the channel. I promise I will not be chill today either. Because we are here for season 3, episode 2, The Survivors. Of what? Of the apocalypse, perhaps? Because that's the last thing that happened last season. So maybe now we will go back to our world. World Alpha. That's our home base. Last episode, 90% of the time we were in World Beta. Which was cool to see. Interesting, a little weird, but weird in a good way. Kind of mind-blowing all the time, but not like big explosions, just more like little ones, like poof, poof, like that. That's what it felt like. Because it's like that doesn't really affect our world, those things that we learned. It's just fun to see a different kind of reality and a different kind of version of the pilot episode. That's kind of what I took that as. Of course, then we had things happen in the world Alpha with the creepy triplets, the Scar dudes, the Scar guys, the Scar men, Scar boys. Maybe that would be good. Makes them sound less creepy because they are creepy. All three of them. Mostly the young one, second the middle one, and then the one I'm least scared of is the old one. But anyways, all together as they seem to be all the time, very creepy. Yep. And then in the end, Marta in the new timeline going to see Jonas in 1888. God damn it. Unbelievable. So we now have 6 timelines, or 6 times, 6 things. It's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. In some ways when we add them now at this point, in some ways it is less exciting because like the first time it happens, for example, it's like, oh my god, we're in the 80s, you know. Then we get to the 50s, we're like, oh my god, you know, like it is very exciting to be in the 50s. Then we go to the future, which is then in a whole new level exciting. But then because it has already happened, I think then when we go to the 20s in the beginning of season 2, in some ways it gets less exciting because it has happened so many times. But at the same time, it gets more exciting because you know what it is like when a new time is added, because we will find out so much stuff from that. And we will meet new characters or people, like new ages of people we already know. So now that we're in the 1800s, I am excited, but I'm also confused. Why is Jonas there? Why is the hood guy all dolled up in a vest and making time travel-y things? Because he had the machine that was doing the lightning things, you know? So that's like the thing that Adam will have in the room that Jonas then travels through from the 20s. But Jonas right now is not in the 20s. He's nowhere. He is in World Beta. And that is scary, I'm sure, for him. A little bit for us too, because like we don't have a way out of there. Marta had the ball, that Beta Marta. It's bad that I'm now using Alpha and Beta and hopefully not more. I don't know if there's more worlds. Is it just these two now? Or are we just like there's an endless possibility of like other worlds? I don't know. But Marta Beta. Guys. Marta with the bangs. B for beta and B for bangs. She had the ball situation, B for ball as well. That was the machine that took them from one world to the other. Jonas obviously doesn't have that. I don't know if anyone else in the other world has that. Jonas met the old Marta though. Maybe she has it? Or something like it. Is Jonas now going to be stuck in that world this whole season? Is this like a quickly resolved thing, or is it a thing that takes time? I would assume though that since we introduced this whole new world, that we would actually stay there a little bit. Now that we got to know it and see it a little bit, I would assume that it's not just for a couple episodes. I mean, this season is just a couple episodes. 8 episodes, it's not fair. But I would assume that in this episode we go back to our world, back to Alpha. Maybe, because we spent pretty much the first episode in beta. So maybe we will go back and see what happens after the apocalypse. If the episode is called Survivors. Because we kind of know who are supposed to die there. Marta obviously already died because of Adam. And then the hood guy saved like Magnus and Franziska and Bartosz, right? He took them and they used the machine and jumped out right before the... Okay. So are they part of the survivors? Or was that already when he takes them? Because Magnus and Franziska are gonna be part of the Sigmundus crew. So did he already take them there? Is this the beginning of their journey to that? Or are they still gonna be kids for a little bit? Are they still somehow gonna go back? I don't know. Hannah is also in the 50s. The last time we saw her, our girl Hannah, she was in the 50s, flirting with Egon, smoking inside, torturing Ulrich. Yep, Katarina with the time machine. Both of those women with time machines, dangerous. Charlotta is looking for her mother, which we now know, or I don't know, is she looking for her mother anymore? They did the zip 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 thing. So where did she go? Yeah, true, where did both of them go? Or did they go somewhere? Or what happened? The last time we saw zip zip happening, like both Helge and Jonas traveled through time. So I'm interested for that. Many things, guys. I was also now on the break when I was eating and thinking about this show. The only thing I kept thinking about is like, this is stupid because this is so obvious, but I just thought about now that I said it so many times that Ellie is her own grandmother because she is her mother's mother, but also her mother's daughter. But it's the same for Charlotte, of course it is. This is not like, guys, I got it. Like, can you believe this? It's just like, this is how my brain works or doesn't work. That I'm just sitting there eating and going like, wait, that also means that Charlotta is also her own grandmother. I think that's one of the best things, if not the best thing that this show has done. So let's go find out what happened to them and what is happening to them, to Claudia as well, to Clausen and Alexander, Boris. Like, where is that gonna go? So many possibilities. or these survivors. Episode 2. Thanks for watching, guys. All the legends. I appreciate you guys very much. I hope you're doing good. And everyone on YouTube watching this later, I really appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing. You can like the channel. You can comment things that I miss or things that you want to point out. I do read all the comments. I always don't have time to answer everything, but I do read them. So thanks for commenting. There's new people all the time who message or comment that they have just found the channel and they're watching, like binging everything and watching for the first time. That's so fun. Welcome everyone. And let's watch it. Let's go. Sexy, sexy times are happening again. Is it the auntie and nephew once more? What? Whose blood is this? What? So is this now Beta Marta in Alpha world? Yes. Waking up from a nightmare like she did in the first episode too. I like that the first season was like so kind of heavy on Jonas, even though it really wasn't even that heavy, but like at least mentally it felt heavy for Jonas. He was the main guy and whatever. And we focused and we were kind of watching everything through his eyes. And now it very much feels like this season, I don't know if the whole season or whatever, that it's Marta who is the new Jonas. Sorry, Jonas, I know, you're right there. You're still important. A letter to Jonas from Marta.
Tyrion.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let me just put on this corset real quick. What is this, the 1800s? Yes, it is. Oh! The survivors. No, the travelers. So he took them here. Look at him with short hair. He looks so grown up. He looks so much like that old version of him. It's wild. So when the apocalypse happens in the present time, and he takes the Jonas, Hudgaya takes the time machine and takes these three with him, they come to this year. So then my mind goes to the first episode of season 2 with young Noah and that guy who were building the tunnel, who I don't know how, like who I guessed it would be. I think one of my guesses was that was Bartosz, because he kind of looked like Bartosz. Now I'm just saying that if they are in 1888 right now, and if Bartosz stayed here, if he was a good boy and stayed here, that very well might be him. Right? And then when we have seen Adam with the older Franziska and Magnus, from my understanding that is the 20s as well. So that would also make sense. That they're all now here for good. I don't see them going back to the post-apocalyptic present time, like just to hang out. But they all probably think that Marta is dead. Not knowing that killed by Adam, but probably because they think everyone is dead.
Martha?
Das kann nicht sein. Du lebst.
He looks so much older with the short hair.
Das ist nicht Martha.
I'm not your Martha. I'm Marta Beta. Sorry.
Was soll das hier?
She looks so much older too with her hair like that.
Recht. bin nicht Martha. Nicht eure Martha.
Look at this. Looks so good.
Ich habe versprochen, das alles wieder gut zu machen.
He sounds
Das
exactly
ist alles
like
nicht passiert.
Jonas.
Dass ihr nicht sterbt in meiner Welt und ich nicht sterbe in eurer. Dass Ulrich, dass Papa, Mikkel, dass sie alle zurückkommen. Dass das alles endlich ein Ende hat.
You know, in some ways that's what we all hope, but we know that, or at least my knowledge of this show and this world is that that's not possible. Or would it be possible if it's just that Jonas then just doesn't exist? So Adam doesn't exist and none of that, but everything else goes just normally. I really like this. It's such a random effect thing to do for the intro, but it is, like so many things in this show, so effective. And the day? Nope. The survivors. Give us the day. On top of this house, it's always there, yes. 22nd of September. Yeah, because first we were in the 4th of November, which is the first day of this show, the pilot. And then we jumped to the 21st of September in 87 and in 1888. All right. Again, I'm assuming since we didn't get a zip that we are in Alpha. The goodies. So Mikkel. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mikkel, this is his mother, Katarina. Why is she in his bed? In the 80s. How is she there? Did Ines let her in? Hold up. What? At first I was just like, oh yeah, of course Katarina is in this bed, in this room. How? Where's Mikkel? Where's Ines? What is happening? She looks so beaten.
Hier sind Ines und Michael Kahnwald. Wir sind nicht zu Hause. Nachrichten nach dem
His voice.
Frau Kahnwald? Dietmann hier, Deutsche Bundespost. Ich versuche Sie seit 3 Monaten zu erreichen. Wenn Sie die offenen Rechnungen nicht begleichen, müssen wir den Anschluss zum nächsten Monat kappen.
I'm sorry. From the Federal Postal Service, I doubt that Mr. Dietman is going to be important for the plot. But they've been trying to reach her for 3 months. We'll disconnect the line next month if you don't pay the outstanding bills. For electricity?
Bitte melden Sie sich umgehend zurück. Wiederhören.
Wait, what? So is he missing in the 80s as well? I'm so confused. Am I missing something? Mads Nielsen. Okay.
Ich denke, ihr habt das Richtige getan. Auch wenn der Sarg leer ist. Naja, um abzuschließen.
Oh, so this is the funeral for Mads that they never found.
Steht dann dabei.
And this is the sheep man, isn't it? Katarina's father, who no one ever really knew about, except for me, because I was looking at the map on the website that then told me that this is her father. But I guess it's not important for the plot, because a lot of people were commenting on that episode, whenever that was, that I have watched the show many, many times, and all like reactions and whatever, and this is the first time I have heard that that's her dad. So it can't be too big of a deal. But anyways, here he is. In Mads' funeral in the 80s. But yeah, the time jump. There has to be a time jump again, of course. I'm so sorry. I don't know where my head is. Of course, because 27th of June was the day of the apocalypse. And now we are in the end, 3 months later, in September. So we have jumped in time, in all the timelines. But the last we have seen of Mikkel is when he found, or the old Ulrich found him, and they went to the cave, right? That they never actually got to, but Ines got him back. Interesting. And poor Jana is like just
Steht einander bei.
numb.
Wenigstens haben wir uns. Jetzt können wir Hand in Hand vor einem leeren Sarg stehen und endlich abschließen.
I sense a bit of sarcasm there. Because where was he? Right?
Sag ihm, wo du warst, als Mats verschwunden ist.
Ay, 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 ay. I mean, go ahead, girl. That's right. Oh, please. Don't be an idiot, or at least don't pretend that you're more dumb than you are. Yeah, because Claudia also, of course, disappeared. So what, he's been trying to find her?
Keine Ahnung, wovon du redest.
She's so done. Are we now post-apocalypse? It very much looks like that. Who is this? A new hood guy? Yes, September 2022. I mean, September 22, 2020. Yeah. So here we go. The epicenter of the global catastrophe is still thought to be the small town of Vinden. So there is some kind of like this affected the whole world, but it started from here. Because that has always been kind of a question mark in this show. The world outside of Vinden. Is there a world outside of Vinden, and what is that? What is that like? Why is this only happening in Vinden? Especially when we went to the future and we saw the world after the apocalypse 33 years later. I was like, is the whole world like this, or is it just this place? If it's just this place, why do they not leave? Although I guess we have talked about it, that you can't, no one who is from Vinden can't really leave. They always talk about how they hate Vinden and they want to leave, but then they never actually do. But okay. The world's scientists are seeking answers. I would want to see these world's scientists.
Die französische Forschergruppe hält es für möglich, dass am 27. Juni unsere Welt für den Nanobruchteil einer Sekunde stillgestanden hat. Als Folge könnten die Gezeitenkräfte auseinandergelaufen sein, was eine Erklärung für die globalen Springfluten, Wetterphänomene und Störungen in den elektrischen Systemen sein könnte, welche wiederum das massenhafte Abstürzen von Flugzeugen erklären würde, sowie die gleichzeitige Unterbrechung der Stromversorgung der Kernkraftwerke weltweit.
Aha, okay. Worldwide. Simultaneous loss of power supply to nuclear power plants worldwide. And a great number of airplane crashes. How about birds? And it's also Claudia.
Stromversorgung der Kernkraftwerke weltweit. Derweil ist eine Stabilisierung der
Yeah, because she because she came to the present time to find Regina, and they were in the hatch. They were in the hatch. Yeah. So it was them, Claudia and Regina, and then Peter and Ellie in the hatch, right? Was there someone else there? But yeah. It feels so weird to see the middle Claudia like this. Oh yeah.
Wie geht es dir? Mama.
Yeah, now she's like really taking care of her. Like she never did before.
Du gehst schon wieder. Ich bin zurück, bevor die Sonne untergeht.
All she has done is like abandon her whole life. And still now, even though now she's taking care of her at least, but still leaving her all the time. And look at her. It's fun to see the middle Claudia, yeah. The middle Claudia kind of dressed as the old Claudia. And now see the little Ellie dressed as like the middle Ellie that we see in the future. It's so crazy to me that they don't leave Vinden. But I mean, I don't know where they would go. They are just all hanging out in this dead ass town. It was dead before the apocalypse already. Oh. Claudia. But these are all people from outside, right? Like army and stuff.
In 5 Tagen wird hier alles dicht gemacht. Wir evakuieren das gesamte Gebiet. Wir haben angeordnet, die Sperrzone zu versiegeln. Einzumauern.
Oh yes, that's right, they're building the wall. It will be there in the future.
Warum tun Sie ihr das an?
But what is this place? Oh. And who is that? What is happening? Now we're in the 1800s again. So that looked like they were getting in somewhere, not getting out of the area, you know? With like tents and stuff. We don't know what they're gonna do there. Anyways. But it looks like they've been there before. And then someone was following them. And who is this? Is it Claudia? Is it Jonas? Could be young Jonas. But young Jonas is in World Beta. So I don't know.
Du kommst aus einer Parallelwelt.
In der Mikkel nicht verschwindet.
Ich stumm bin.
Und Jonas nicht existiert.
That's right.
In der wir alle bereits tot sind, weil deine Welt genauso untergeht wie unsere. Das ist doch Bullshit. Ich bin nicht tot. Ich bin hier.
Yes, that's right, Magnus. That can be, because I'm not dead. I'm here. He's such a, like he means well, but he is kind of like a dummy. Like a big dummy. Not that he is like really stupid, but like just stuff that he says is so like I've talked about this before, that it's fun to have someone like him in the group who seems like just such a dude who is just like brave and kind of like trying to lead the group, but he just doesn't have the brains for it. I don't know, even here he talks like a caveman. I'm alive. I'm not dead. I'm here.
Ich bin hier.
Like he's saying something really profound. Sorry.
Wie hast du uns gefunden?
This is a great question.
Woher wusstest du, wo wir sind?
Jonas hat es mir gesagt.
How did he know?
Ich dachte, es gibt keinen Jonas in deiner Welt.
See, Francesca is smart.
Er ist gereist. Von eurer Welt in meine.
He's like, I never did that.
Du lügst.
Mhm.
Ich war nie in deiner Welt.
Yeah. See? So it happened for the first time now.
Hast du den Brief geschrieben? Was willst du wirklich? Hat Adam dich geschickt? Womit bist du gereist? Ich will wissen, womit du gereist bist!
Yeah, what did you use to travel? Let me show you this cool little ball that I have.
Ihr seid spät dran heute. Die Maschinen laufen noch nicht.
Hallo? Oh!
Ihr habt Besuch.
Oh, is he blind? And he just takes off.
Sie sind also der Grund, warum sein Gemüt heute noch schlechter ist als sonst.
Sorry.
Lassen Sie sich nicht von mir abschrecken. Die Leute erzählen zwar, ich sei nicht ganz klar im Kopf, aber ich versichere Ihnen, dass ich mehr sehe als die Sehenden unter uns.
Uh-huh. But we don't think that's anyone who we know. I mean, I don't know how it could be if it's from 1888. And he's old in 1888. But he can see more than the people with sight.
Kennst du diesen Jungen? Nein, Entschuldigung. Kennst du diesen Jungen?
Nee, tut mir leid.
Oh my god, she's in the 80s in the school?
Ulrich.
Oh no, no. What? Katharina, you're wild. She is. I was just about to say that you're gonna run into people you don't want to run into, at least in this year. And that she knows his name right away, and she's just like, Ulrich?
Ulrich.
He's like, yeah, what do you want? Oh.
Kennen wir uns?
Weißt du vielleicht, wo dieser Junge ist?
Vielleicht hat Uri ihn jetzt doch geholt.
Was für ein Irrer.
Fass mich nicht an, du Pestbeule.
The madman is you. You from the future, but from the past and from the present.
Vielleicht hat Uri ihn jetzt doch geholt.
So it's like common knowledge now that he almost got to the cave.
Hey Ulrich.
Ulrich?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know if this is like... Can it be actually dangerous in some way for you to run into yourself in these different type, you know? Like, because usually in time travel stuff, that's like the number one rule, that you can't run into yourself. But here I feel like that happens. Well, especially with Jonas, for example, Helge, Noah, like now Katharina. I don't know, I guess you can just go crazy if you meet someone and they're like, yeah, I'm you, but 33 years older. And this younger Hannah as well.
Hey Ulrich.
But she looks older
Ulrich?
too.
Ich dachte, du wolltest heute nicht kommen.
She's like...
Wir kommen zu spät zu Geschi.
Katharina Albers. Hallo.
Ich erinnere mich. Was ist mit der los?
She remembers this moment.
Die alte tickt nicht mehr ganz richtig.
And she stays and looks, and that must be so weird. That must be so weird. That you're standing there and you see yourself younger, and then you just go, I remember, because you remember being that young version and looking at this crazy lady being like, what's wrong with her? She looks a little bit like me. And now you are that crazy lady. That's crazy, lady.
Was ist mit der los?
Her face.
Die alte tickt nicht mehr ganz richtig.
Welcher Irre!
Tell her. Oh my god, the little Hannah.
Aus der Klapse ist diesen Sommer eine ausgebrochen. Hat versucht, Michael mit in die Höhle zu schleppen.
Is Hannah gonna be the one who we need to thank in this moment? She is.
Hat versucht, Michael mit in die Höhle zu schleppen. Stand in der Zeitung.
Du lässt deine Finger von Mikkel. Und von Ulrich.
Yeah, that's right. Hannah deserves this. Every age of her deserves this.
Und von Ulrich.
It would be wonderful if she ran into like old Hannah too, if she stayed in the 50s. I don't know if she did though. But now in the 80s she would run into her. Hannah's like, you remind me of someone I know. And the fact that she's like, keep your hands off Mikkel and Ulrich. That this crazy old woman knows that you love Ulrich. But then she's talking about Mikkel. You don't know who is Mikkel because she only knows him as Mikael. This is wild. This is wild. This show is great. Tronte is visiting the plant. His mistress. No, his mistress has disappeared, of course. And this assistant is now pregnant.
Es dauert nicht lange.
Und das soll für die Zeitung sein?
In der Woche vor Claudias Verschwinden.
He's just like, I just want to find my mistress, the woman that I love. So who is running the plant now? Is it her?
Ist dir irgendwas aufgefallen?
Yes,
Sie hat
so
immer so viel
many
Wert darauf
things.
gelegt, wie sie aussieht. So gepflegt. Aber in der Woche, sie hatte Sachen zweimal an.
I could never.
Ihre Haare. Ich glaube, es hatte alles was mit der alten Frau zu tun und dem Hund.
The old woman and the
Sie
dog.
war ein paar Tage, bevor Frau Tiedemann verschwunden ist, da. Hat gesagt, dass der Hund ihr gehört, ihn dann aber nicht mitgenommen. Danach war Frau Tiedemann eben irgendwie anders.
Yes. She literally became a different person when she learned about all of this. He didn't, I guess. Oh yeah, she's starting to build a wall here in the hatch. Oh! Aye, this is what's in the tents. Look at him with the beard too. All the boys have beards now. Do we know these people? So these are people... Völler, hold up. So these are people who were found dead after the apocalypse. That's what they are here to see. That's why the soldier was like, why are you doing this to your daughter? Bringing her into war. Look at these pictures of dead people. I guess. It's hard to recognize these, though. But here is names. So here's Benny. And then Jürgen. So, yeah, Jürgen is the Erik's dad. This woman doesn't have a name in there. Is this Tronte? And Clausen, right? And this is Völler. But nothing from the ones they are looking for. Wonder what's gonna happen to Peter. Because then Ellie is gonna be running the whole show.
Wir suchen. Frau Ende 40. Blonde Haare.
Wenn sie nicht an der Wand sind, dann sind sie nicht hier.
Terrible. But at least at this point, Peter they know about the time travel stuff. Yeah, this is good. There's hope. Yeah, exactly. Good. I want to know where Charlotte traveled.
Hey! Der Mann aus der Psychiatrie. Warum haben Sie mir nichts davon gesagt?
Sie können noch so oft Sie wollen hier reinpoltern und Informationen über den Aufenthaltsort von Michael Kranwald fordern.
Im Sommer hat jemand versucht, meinen Sohn zu entführen.
Ihren Sohn. Weder können Sie sich ausweisen, noch einen Nachweis erbringen, dass Sie tatsächlich die Mutter des Jungen sind.
So she has been here before.
Dieser Mann aus der Psychiatrie. Ich erinnere mich daran. Meine Mutter hat mir davon erzählt. Vielleicht hat das ja wieder versucht.
Who is this man? Are we supposed to know?
Der Junge ist nicht verschwunden. Das Jugendamt kennt den Aufenthaltsort von Ines und Michael Kranwald.
Oh, hold. The Child Protective Services know where Ines and Michael Kranwald are. So they found out about the pills and stuff?
Und Michael Kranwald. Nach dem, was im Sommer passiert ist, hielt man es für das Beste, dem Jungen eine Auszeit zu geben. Und ihr Irrer ist geschlossenen. Genauso wie 34 Jahre.
Was haben Sie da gerade gesagt?
Mhm.
Damit das einfach einmal klar ist. Wenn ich Sie noch einmal hier sehe, nehme ich Sie in Schutzgewahrsam.
Wer ist dann sein Name?
Leben Sie wohl.
Wie heißt denn der Mann?
Is she gonna go see him? Are they gonna let her see him? These guys won't even talk to her, so I don't know if she's gonna go in there like, oh, that's my husband! Are they gonna be like, we're gonna put you in one of these cells? I'm so here for this. If she is gonna see Ulrich, I'm gonna watch it. Is it Regina?
Hallo Regina.
With Gretchen. Hello, my mother's lover. Probably not like super excited to chat with him.
Seltsam hier. Sieht aus wie Gretchen.
Ich glaube, deswegen hat sie ihn auch behalten.
That is strange. Not the strangest thing in this show, though.
Dass das Verschwinden von Mats und meiner Mutter, dass das was miteinander zu tun hat?
Everything is connected, Regina.
Ich weiß es nicht. In der Woche vor ihrem Verschwinden hat sie dir mal etwas von einer alten Frau erzählt.
They didn't talk much.
Hat sie dir etwas über mich erzählt? Ich dachte nur, vielleicht hat sie mal was gesagt.
Is he the father then?
Ich steig hier vorne aus und lauf den Rest.
Yeah. Is he? Yeah, because we don't know who her dad is. We just know that Claudia has had an affair with him because he's married. And I originally was just thinking that they're both married, but then someone pointed it out that, yeah, like we never heard anything about Claudia's relationship status. Like I just assumed that she's married, or in my head she's married, but we don't even know that she's married. Anyways, so does this now mean that he would be her dad? I mean, that's not a huge surprise, but probably is to her. Volkswagen. Das Auto.
Also, wenn du irgendetwas brauchst.
Yeah, now he's trying to be like, let me take care of you, my daughter, now that your mother is gone. And I don't want to spend time with my grieving family. That's the thing she asked for them, like, to test.
Mein Name ist Claudia Tiedemann. Ich bin eine der wenigen Überlebenden der Apokalypse vom 27. Juni 2020.
This is, yes, what Jonas was listening to.
Vielleicht können wir sie retten. Alle.
Hmm. This is so cool. Like, the pieces are coming together slowly but steady. I wonder what because you know, in the future, when we go to the future, where Ellie is, middle Ellie and everything, there was always that white stuff in the air, right? Or was it just in the beginning? Why do I imagine that it was there kind of always? Where did that come from? Like, what is it? Because it's not here now. This is 3 months after the apocalypse. So is it now that this timeline we recognize because it's always raining? It looks like rain fits this very well, you know, the post-apocalyptic world. They can all wear these cool jackets and look miserable. Oh! It was Noah, your future lover. Yeah, that's the one who was behind the truck.
Ich suche Nahrung. Und du?
I can't believe we're seeing them meeting for the first time. Charlotte's parents. Ah, of course. That makes perfect sense.
Was willst du hier? Folgst du uns?
I'm your father-in-law. That's not how you speak respectfully to your father-in-law.
Ich hab dir gesagt, wir wollen nichts mit dir zu tun haben.
Oh, so they have met. Hold on. Have we seen that?
Du willst sie beschützen. Ich weiß. Das will ich auch. Und das werde ich.
Oh God.
Nachdem du getötet wurdest.
What, we haven't seen young Noah meet Peter, right? I guess now that there was a time jump again, there's going to be these moments that they mention things that have happened in the past that we have not seen. But I would think that people run into, I mean, Vinden is small anyway. So then imagine it post-apocalyptic there, and there's not many people left, so they probably see each other quite a lot. But why does he, like, what is Noah's thing with her? He's so much older than her. It can't be that at this age, him is like, she's hot. She's like 10, you know? Like, it can't be like, I like that one. Did the old Noah already tell him that this is like your future mother of your child? So that he already knows or something? Because he did know that I will look after her after you're dead. After you're killed, right? Yeah, after you were killed. So someone's gonna kill him. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Noah who kills him, so he can then have Ellie all to himself. But also there was like those Polaroid pictures and stuff where they looked quite happy with the baby, you know, that it's not like she was forced into this either. So I'm very intrigued to see the build of this relationship. It's a machine factory. It really is. Time machine factory.
Es tut mir leid. Wegen Jonas. Seitdem wir hier sind, ist anders.
You mean the middle Jonas is different than the Jonas who stole your girlfriend?
Wollte nicht hierhin. Der Apparat ist leer. Nicht so einfach, 1888 an einen nuklearen Brennstoff aus der Zukunft zu kommen.
Oh! So they are stuck here. So that's why, yeah, like I was saying, that it would make sense that he stays here if that guy is him who is building the tunnel with Noah.
Der Blinde. Weiß wer ihr seid? Woher ihr kommt?
He knows everything.
Komm mit.
Let me show you.
Ich muss dir was zeigen.
Do it. Why not? What is in this letter?
Frau, ist sie eine von euch? Eine Reisende?
So this is how Sigmundus started then, right? It was the 5 of them.
Was auch immer diese Frau für dich bedeutet, vergiss nicht, was wir erschaffen werden. Das Paradies. Jedes Unheil kann umgekehrt werden. Jeder Schmerz vernichtet, bevor er überhaupt entsteht. Eine perfekte Welt.
Well, that's what he will be building soon, don't you worry.
Sigmundus Creatus
est. Or is that where he gets the idea for the name? The group name? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's happening. I did not think that it would happen in this episode. Mom? Oh no, why is she...
Entschuldigung,
Why is she reacted like that?
kann ich Ihnen helfen?
Is this her mother?
Ob ich Ihnen helfen kann?
Yes! What the hell? Helene Albers. So then Katarina's parents are... We don't know the name of the sheep man, do we? But here is Helene. Well, it was perfect that the place where she needed to come to anyway to find her husband is also the place where her mother works. But is her mom dead or something? What happened to her parents? Are her parents there in the present time? Why is she so like about seeing her? Or was it the mom that was beating her? What was it? Did we find out where her black eye came from in the first season? Like, she can also be like scared of her. But it is also perfect storytelling that in the beginning, when we see them in the school, and she's giving out the flyers and then she sees the kids, Ulrich and Hannah, on herself. And Hannah is like calling her by her full name. So we can hear her last name. So it's in our minds. We are like, oh, that's right, she's not Katarina Nielsen by birth. She's that by marriage. And then we do hear her last name already. So now that we see the name tag here, we are like, whoa.
Er ist seit 34 Jahren hier. Cousin? Kenne ich sie irgendwoher? Sie kommen mir irgendwie bekannt vor.
No, Mom.
Sind Sie mit ihm verwandt? Ist mein Mann.
Oh, Gott.
Sie sind eine von denen. Eine von den Frauen, die sich einen Irren oder Inhaftierten suchen, weil sie draußen keinen besseren abbekommen.
Ah.
Ich habe Schichtende, kommen Sie morgen wieder. Das ist der heilige Christophorus.
What is happening? Like, is it just the age difference or something that makes her right away when she says, like, crying, like, he's my husband, that she's like, oh, you're one of those mad people. That she doesn't give it, like, she doesn't believe it at all. Isn't that a little strange? Maybe that says a lot about the mother as a person.
Ist mein Mann.
It's great. She's so good.
Der Schutzheilige der Reisenden. Meine Mutter hatte auch so einen. Ich bin einen sehr weiten Weg gereist. Lassen Sie mich zu ihm. Bitte.
Oh my god, it's happening. I thought for a second that we're not gonna do it. That she got so, that she would be like Ulrich, that she gets so close, but still not.
Ist gerade aus der Isolation. Meine Kollegin lässt sie dann raus.
Oh my god. Do we think she actually realized that that's that? I think that was my daughter. I mean, I don't know. Oh, they're taking all the time.
Katharina.
Oh my god.
Ich hole dich raus.
Ah, guys. Ah. What a scene. So slow and so... like they give the actors so much space. It's so nice. The reactions from both of them. Look at him. And she recognizes him right away, of course. We all do. He looks exactly like him. With the shaky hands.
Ich hole dich raus.
And she's right away like, let's go. How is she planning on getting him out of there? They already think you're crazy as well. Wow. Because we have seen, the first time we met the old Ulrich was through Egon. There's no emotional baggage there. Or if there is, it's not positive. It's not like a reunion, you know, two characters meet again and we're like, oh my god. Then the second time he has seen someone he knows from the past or the future was with Mikkel That was very heartwarming. The scene with him and Mikkel, and when Mikkel realizes who he is and stuff, and then they go to the cave together. But also Mikkel was quite drugged and stuff at that point, I would like to think, because his reactions were so small that I think what Ines was doing to him like was affecting that. Because then when they were at the cave and they were like ripping Ulrich away, he was just like, so long, suckers. Mikkel, he was just like, okay, you know, not at all like, that's my dad, let me go, or something, you know. And now we see him with Katarina, his wife. We have seen him, I mean, it was the middle Ulrich though, but like with Hannah as well, but that wasn't very nice. This was, I don't know if it's the nicest thing ever, because their relationship is very complicated, of course. I think you could see from him that he's kind of like ashamed or something. In that one point he was doing like, he was like a little kid like this a little bit. Which to me, I'm like, is that because of all the stuff that he has done wrong? And the fact that he got himself into this situation. He's the one who went to the cave and got here and then got stuck here. He's the one who couldn't bring Mikkel back, you know? So there could be that too. But that Katarina is right away like, I'm gonna get you out of here. She's not like, I can't believe this is real. She has really come a long way since the conversation she had with the other Avengers in the cave or in the hatch. When they were telling her everything, and she's like, you guys are crazy. And then she went and figured it out herself, saw the school pictures and stuff of Mikkel. And now she really is like time traveling on her own and trying to fix things on her own. Going to see her husband in the 80s, who has been there since the 50s, and right away, without any words, be like, I'm gonna get you out of here. Because Ulrich hasn't seen anyone for 34 years who believes him, who understands him. Even Mikkel, when he saw him, that's his child. And I think for Mikkel, even though maybe he understood what was happening, but they can't like, oh my god, Dad, what the hell, you know, like they didn't have that kind of moment. Now with Katarina, he didn't really even need that kind of moment. They were just looking at each other and both already know what is happening and what is, you know. I wonder if Katarina chose to go to the 80s. I guess maybe to find Mikkel. But couldn't she now choose to go to 50s and get Ulrich back before he has spent 34 years there? I don't know if she could. Well, now she's saying that she's getting me out, so why can't she go to the 50s and do the same? That's a wonderful scene. Almost made me cry. I wonder if this actress is pregnant and they're just letting it be. Or if it is supposed to have some kind of significance for its character. I don't like this. Ew!
Entschuldigung?
Entschuldigung! You're dead,
Entschuldigung, was machen
girl. They are, yeah, behind the fucking door. I would scream so hard if I saw these three.
Ich rufe den Wachdienst.
It's too late for you, girl.
Das tust du nicht.
Like, they just seem so scary and so evil, all of them. It's very interesting.
Jasmin.
Jasmin.
Richtig?
We have a name. I mean, she's also
Die Hölle
dead
ist
now.
leer. Und alle Teufel sind hier.
Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Yeah, you're dead, girl. The other two always go like this when he murders. Terrible. Triplets, Kiri, Yasmin. I love that we learned her name right before she's dead. But why are they just running around killing everyone? I'm very confused about who they are and what is their plan. Hi, honey. So I have another daughter. Is now a good time to tell you that?
Irgendwann musst du dich entscheiden. Für uns oder gegen uns.
Ich habe Regina gesehen.
Or she already knows. Why are you telling her this? As if she cares.
Hab mich all die Jahre gefragt. Claudia hat nie gesagt, wer der Vater ist.
Oh, or not. Well.
Du hast recht. Ich muss mich entscheiden.
And then he's changing the subject. I'm gonna stay with you. She's like, yay. It's so messy. And there, poor Regina. So is it now confirmed? I would like to think that it's confirmed that he is her father. But it's not, because we're not showing who it is. Noah? Or Tronte. Oh my god.
Regina.
Dad? What the fuck? How did he survive?
Es tut mir so leid, aber es muss passieren.
You can't be serious.
Gesagt, dass es der einzige Weg ist, dich zu retten.
Who said? What? Are you kidding me? The men in the show are unbelievable. So are the women, but mainly the men. What the fuck? He just killed her. She said it's the only way to save you. Okay. You know, the only way to save you, actually, funnily enough, is to kill you. She's like, oh, he's handwriting. The love of my life. Noah.
Was meinst du? Vergiss ihn.
I can't. But does he realize it's Noah? Tell her she's gonna be the captain of all of you eventually. Because he knows that Noah is Charlotte's dad, but he does not know that she's the mom. But yeah, does he know that that young boy is Noah?
Wir werden sie finden.
See, now there's the white fluff in the air. Now we are in 53. With Charlotte. Welcome back. So when they did zip with Elizabeth, with the middle Elizabeth. Charlotte was in the present and Elizabeth was in the 2050s. And last time when it happened with Jonas and Helge, they both jumped into the future from where they are. Helge jumped from the 50s to 80s, and Jonas jumped from present to 2050s. They both did this. So now that Charlotte was in the present and Elizabeth was in the 2050s, Charlotte jumped to the 2050s. So did Elizabeth go one further? See, I want to see that. Oh my God! No, she is right here. Never mind. How is she here? Is that like as far as you can go, the 2050s? This is unbelievable. Like, how do you process that? That you're like, this is my daughter, this is my mother, this is my daughter, this is my mother. It's the same photo that we have of them when she's wearing the fox hat and when they are like that. I was so sure that we would not see them together. Why are they together? That's so random. Like, why did Elizabeth not jump somewhere? I mean, in the finale, when we saw the zip happening, we did see looking at Charlotte like this, and she went zip, like towards us. We didn't see them like from a side and both of them going in or something. But I still don't understand why just one of them jumped. I am happy because it's fantastic they're together. I mean, it's so messed up, but it's so cool. And it's wild that we are seeing the present time now with Peter and Ellie trying to find them, and then we jump to Ellie finally finding her after all these years. Both her daughter, who she's been looking for, and her mother, who she's been looking for 30 years. I'm sorry, excuse me. Yeah, it is the mom who is terrible.
Du sollst den Tisch aufräumen. Muss man dir immer alles zweimal sagen.
I wonder if she's realizing that that's who that crazy lady looked like. Oh, Katarina. I love Ulrich in this little cardigan. So who told him to kill her? Is it the old version of Claudia? Who is the she said? Yeah. What is Noah doing at the cave? Is this the future where he was just seeing Ellie and stuff? Is he like empty in the cave after the apocalypse explosion? Oh. Yeah, Bartosz wanted to show her. So this place is already here in 1888. There it is. I have forgotten already what the name is. It took me so long to learn it. The Trinity Knot. When I was still sure that there's only 3 timelines. That was years ago. What are we staring at? The floor?
Der alte Tannhaus ist der einzige, der von ihm übrig geblieben ist.
So is that H.G. Tannhauses father, grandfather?
Sein Vater war davon überzeugt, die Gesetze von Raum und Zeit außer Kraft setzen zu können.
Well.
Hat sein ganzes Leben in was investiert.
Sie haben versucht, eine Zeitmaschine zu bauen.
Jonas versucht, die Dinge wieder so zu bauen, wie er sie gesehen hat. Er war schon mal hier. In der Zukunft. Er hat dich vorhin etwas gefragt, ob Adam dich geschickt hat. Er hat gesagt, dass Adam Martha getötet hat. Wer ist dieser Adam?
Oh, if I tell you.
Nicht gesagt.
Yeah, please tell him. Or I don't know.
Er ist Adam. Jonas.
See? Now we switched worlds. Welcome to bed.
Wir kennen unser Ende nicht. Aber unser Ende kennt uns. Wir können uns der Illusion des freien Willens hingeben. Aber unserem endgültigen Schicksal.
Yeah, this room was in the trailer. Yes. Adam and Eve in the picture. And it was her with the freaking triplets in it. So is this like a similar kind of room that the room that Bartosz and Marta were just now in? Oh.
Entscheidungen, die wir in dieser Welt treffen, sind andere.
Is this someone was commenting like yesterday or something that at some point, let me go find that comment. Yeah, here. Judging by the way you are with the member reactions and don't know how far ahead you are beyond that. I'm here now. I'll just give this warning now. In season 3, episode 2, a family tree can be seen that shows several things yet to be revealed within the show. While you could pause and analyze it, I think it makes a story more enjoyable if you don't, as all of the twists do have proper reveals later in the season. Yeah, I understand. I think this is that moment. I think we have reached that moment right now. So perfect timing. And then someone else is saying that on the other hand, analyzing it gives a different kind of watching experience that's not necessarily worse. In this video, she says she's not too worried about spoilers because in a way those make her more excited to see how things happen. If you pause, analyze the tree, yeah, it's the different watching experience. The choice is yours. Oh no, guys. I need to make a choice now. I think the creators made sure that both watching experiences are great in their own way. Yeah, that's true because the creators of the show, they wouldn't put this image there for nothing. You know, they wouldn't put this there and be like, heh heh. Like, no one's going to be able to pause and actually look at this. If they put this here, they know that some people will pause. Let me consult. I will consult my wife. Never mind. I won't. She's asleep. I love that she can sleep even though I'm screaming here in the living room. Well, I think I will make the choice, even like just based on the fact I will not watch, like, look at this. I can't see it. I think the quality maybe on this website is not the best or something, but it is very hard to even read what they say. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not scared of the spoilers, like I've said before, but I do think that for the reactions, it is better that I don't read it, maybe. Because then when stuff is revealed in the show, then I can actually be like, oh my god, and not that now that when I'm reading that map like this, then I just go, oh my god, Joris is Mikkel's father as well, or something, you know? So maybe I will leave it. But I appreciate you guys anyways. But also this map, is this, or the thing is in the middle, so does that mean that this is kind of the same both worlds? Best of both worlds? That it's not like because this is in Marta's world, that it wouldn't be accurate for Alpha. But I guess, yeah, in this, they are both there.
Entscheidungen, die wir in dieser Welt treffen, sind andere. Und trotzdem laufen sie auf den gleichen Moment zu.
Well, now we are seeing some of it.
Vielleicht nicht auf die gleiche Weise.
I didn't look too closely, or I wasn't paying attention. I'm not paying attention to anything right now. Sorry, Marta.
Die Dinge passieren vielleicht nicht auf die gleiche Weise oder zur gleichen Zeit. Aber sie passieren. Du hast geglaubt, dass eine Welt ohne dich eine bessere ist. Aber sie werden alle sterben. Mikkel. Mikkel wird sterben. Alle werden sterben.
Oh. Well, yeah, everyone will die, of course, but...
In meiner Welt genauso wie in deiner. In meiner allerdings bereits in 3 Tagen.
Wait, and in this, we are now in the same day everywhere, right? The 22nd of September. Even here in Beta world, right? So in Alpha world, the apocalypse happened the 27th of June, 2020. And now in Beta, it will happen in 3 days, she said. So 25th of September, 2020. Did I understand that right? And that's the end of the episode, by the way. Sorry, I had to do the dance. Yes, okay. I felt like she's gonna reveal something huge. But how huge is that the apocalypse is happening in... Take place in my world, but in mine that's in just 3 days. I'm not sure. But it is good that she's pointing it out, that even though you think you're saving, like all these people are gonna die anyway, no matter what you do. And then you're just gonna kill yourself in the process. But I'm not sure what her goal is. Like, what is old Marta? What is she trying to do? I mean, what is anyone trying to do? Honestly. But, yeah. Wow. I know it's just the fact that this was more like a normal kind of episode for Dark. Again, it felt like more stuff was happening than in the last episode, for example, because everything was moving forward. Now, the weird thing is that when we talk about the present time, that's now the post-apocalyptic world where there's just young Ellie and Peter, and then Claudia and Regina was there, Tronte killing her, and finding dead bodies everywhere and stuff. It's weird that that's now the present time, you know? Because the post-apocalyptic stuff has always been like so far in the future. Like in this episode, for example, it almost felt like the present time was the 80s because Katarina was there and that stuff. But I'm very excited about the fact that I know that we're gonna get the answers in the end that we need. But I feel like every episode still at this point, which makes sense because the season 3 just started, but there is still so many questions, like new questions every episode. Like now, my question, what are those three, the triplets, doing? What's the point? Who are they working for? What are, like, they're just killing everyone and that's it. And being very, very creepy. Who was that blind man in the 1800s? Is it just a random guy who is like a grandfather or something to Tannhaus? And he was the one who like tried to start trying time traveling, but didn't succeed. But he's now somehow involved, or is he somewhat like, should we know who he is any more than that, or what is he was like, I can see more than other people and stuff. Does he have some kind of powers? Like, who is he? Charlotta and Elizabeth in the 2050s. Let's talk more. Let's have like a conversation between the two of them where we actually express our feelings and like talk through this. I would love to see that. What is Charlotta gonna do in the future? Is she gonna be like Jonas? Who is Jonas? Jonas? And try to get back? Jonas, all he was doing in the future was just like trying to find a way back. Charlotta doesn't have much reason to do that, I don't think, because her daughter is here, is also her mother, but still. I bet she doesn't want to like run back to Peter, because their relationship is so strange anyway. And then she knows that Francisca is now in 1888, or she doesn't know that, but maybe someone knows that she could kind of just chill here. I don't know if she will, but that will be interesting. Katarina in the 80s trying to get Ulrich out. Is Ulrich actually gonna get out? Where is Katarina gonna end up? Where is Mikael, I would still call him, the little Mikael. How does he end up, if he's now with the Child Protective Services, how does he then become a grown man who is still in some kind of communication with Ines though? Like how do we get there? You know? And what is the Noah Ellie storyline gonna be? How do they end up from here, where we just saw them now meet each other for the first time? How do they end up from there to then having a child together? And was that something that was kind of told to Noah that this is what's gonna happen? And he's like, okay, fine. Or did he actually like fall in love with her in that moment, with this kid? Why are all the men gross in the show? Because then also Tronte just showed up right after we found out that he is probably Regina's father. Shows up and kills her. A sick, dying woman in bed anyway, and he just takes a pillow and suffocates her. Saying that she said that this is the only way to save you or something. When old Tronte says, she says, in my head, the first thing that comes to my mind is old Claudia. And then I wonder if it's like, because now we could see what Claudia, this middle Claudia, was doing. He was running back and forth, taking care of Regina, but also leaving her all the time. Bringing her medicine, I think, and stuff. So I wonder if the old Claudia has said something along the lines of, I'm just gonna waste all this time that I should use to like, I don't know, save the world or build my wall of family trees or whatever, and I'm losing time all the time because I have to take care of my dying daughter. So better kill her. But then Tronte said that this is the only way to save you. So, because I guess Claudia's plan is that in the next time around, she will not have cancer. Right? That like, if I kill you now, when you're like old and dying anyway, so I don't have to take care of you, then I actually have time to figure out how to save you before you get sick. Maybe. I would like to think that it's something like this, because that was terrible, especially right after we found out that he's her father. Did we see Alexander in the dead bodies? In those pictures? I don't think we did. Is he still alive? He was in prison, or in the cell, during the apocalypse, I guess, right? Because I'm like, who else should still be there, like alive? Because it's now Claudia and Regina. Bartosz is gone, he has time traveled. Klausen we saw dead. Magnus, Marta, Mikkel are all gone. Katarina and Ulrich are gone, like from this time. I mean, Marta is dead. Jonas is not in this time, or in this world, actually. Hanna is not in this time. Tronte we saw was there, alive and well, unaliving his daughter. Jana we don't know. Helge is dead. Peter was there with Ellie. Franziska has time traveled. Charlotte has time traveled. Noah is dead. Wöller, both Wöllers were dead, we saw in the pictures. And so is Jürgen, the dad. That's kind of it, guys. That's rough. There's not much left in the present time. Like people, or everything is destroyed. The Scar Girl is still a huge question mark. We have like completely forgotten about her in the show. We haven't seen her in a long time. And still, I feel like every time an episode ends, that's one of the first things that pops to my mind. I'm like, we still didn't find out anything more about her. It has to be some huge thing when we finally actually figure it out. I can't wait. Right. The scene in the beginning where Marta was like dreaming, it was another sex dream, but then also there was like other scenes where she was like, someone was bleeding or dying or something. I think it's fun to see the kids who, like I've said many times, I thought that the kids would be the main ones traveling this whole show. And then they haven't until now, really, like Magnus, Bartosz, Franziska, Marta. Jonas, of course, has been doing his own thing. But it's fun now, finally, to see them. They have clearly time traveled because they are in 1888. They're wearing those kinds of clothes and they're in these kinds of place. You know, like it looks like they all look cool, and it's, I don't know, I just think it's fun. It's fun to see them like that and so serious and so adult. They feel so much older right away when they have gone through this kind of stuff together, and it's very serious stuff. So it's fun to see them all like, Sigmundus creatus est. That's us, you know, like very serious with Marta when she shows up. And Katarina waking up in Mikkel's room in the 80s, I was so confused. I was like, why is he not there? Where's Ines? Why is she in his bed? Or like, you know? And then be like, he's disappeared. It took me a while to realize that there has been another time jump. And the Jana and Tronte scene in the funeral, I'm glad we had that. I'm always glad when there are these moments that the cheating husband gets like publicly humiliated by the wife. It is very satisfactionable. Katarina seeing the kids in school, seeing herself young, seeing Ulrich young, Hanna, and then being like, I remember. That was wild. And then seeing her own mother as well. And then we saw a scene with the young her, just the young her at home with the mom, who does not seem like a great mother. Seems like a terrible person too. Then why did we show the triplets killing the secretary, Yasmin? Why did we show them killing Bernd? is this just like, this is leading up to something, them meeting one of our characters that we care about, and us, we're supposed to be right away like, holy shit, they're dead already, you know? Is it like that, or why are we showing them just like killing people? Why are they killing people, and why are we focusing in the show? That whole character is very confusing for me. The Scar dude, the Scar boy, and the scene with Katarina going to meet Ulrich. I think because we have already had, if we didn't have the scene with Egon already, meeting old Ulrich, us meeting old Ulrich, and Egon meeting old Ulrich, and then also the scene with old Ulrich and Mikkel, if we didn't already have those scenes, this scene would have been the biggest scene in the show. Because I was saying it at the time when we saw the scene with Ulrich, the old Ulrich and Egon, I was like, this is like the thing. This is the best, you know, thing that could happen in the show, that we see this kind of scene. But now, because we have already seen it a couple times with him, I think it was a little bit less climax now, this with Katarina, but I still thought, acting-wise and anyways, it was wonderful. I'm really glad we saw that, and I'm really glad they didn't have to talk at all. They were just looking at each other, and well, then Katarina was like, I'm gonna get you out of here. So I would like to see how that is gonna happen. How is she gonna try to get him out of there? And if they get out of there, are they gonna be able to go back? I mean, you know, like, where are those two gonna end up? That is my question. But yeah, never a disappointing episode. Honestly, never. None of these episodes have been like, meh. It's always 10 out of 10 for me. This was wonderful. I can't wait for the next ones. For the rest of this season. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I think that's the end. I just want to watch the next one. I feel like me just talking about what happened is kind of like, well, what's the point? Just watch the next one. So I will. So thanks for watching this, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you all the legends. Thank you all the YouTube people. I will see you in the next ones. I really appreciate all of you. You can like and subscribe and those things if you want. And yeah. Next up is season 3, episode 3, called Adam and Eva. Well, we already know who is Adam. So do we already also know who is Eva? Is Eva someone who had a picture of Adam and Eva, or a painting, in her fancy room? I will see you then, guys. Now I really can't wait. Okay, bye everyone.